we're going to get started. I'm going to call the meeting to order. If everybody can please rise and salute the flag and pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Take attendance. Basically, we're all here except for one. If everybody can just look into their packets, please. Take a look at the minutes, and if I could get a motion to accept the minutes when we have a chance. Okay, first, do I have a second? Thank you, Dan. Okay, correspondence, we have none. Presentations, we have none. Old business, does anybody have any old business?
No, ma'am.
To bring up? No? Okay, so new business. So we have with us Michael from Finance, and he has a little information for us about the department's amnesty plan for ECB violations. So, Michael, you have the floor.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. In case you haven't heard about the amnesty program, the Department of Finance is having an amnesty program for people who have ECBs, businesses or private owners. And it's something that was worked on by City Council and the Mayor's Office. And it's for 3 months. It started September 12th and will end December 12th. Some of the parameters are if the violation has to be in judgment prior to June 12th. And in judgment means they got a letter from the city saying that this is now past the default period and now we're going after you in much more severe ways. So it's a really good plan for the city because we're going to get money in from a lot of people who have not paid in decades or 10 years ago, maybe more than 10 years. And it's also for the business owners and for a lot of private people too, because it gets them to get rid of a lot of these ECBs, which can be very troubling for particularly homeowners. There are different types of ECBs and different types of violations, and so we have different rules for how to handle them. The Schedule A ones are just the fine only, which was, there were no penalties, there were no like corrective or compliance issues involved, and in those, just pay the full amount and you're fine. If you attended a hearing, you could actually get a 25% reduction on that fine as well. So that's a great boon for people. The Schedule B ones are the compliance or corrective ones. There's a lot more detail. Usually DOB, FDNY, where you have to do something to fix it. And in those cases, you will not get the, you will still get the reduction if you attended a hearing, but you can pay up to 25% before December 12th. And you don't have to write anything down. I got everything in an FAQ. Make it life a lot easier. Pay it all before December 12th, and pay the 25% before December 12th, and you will have 6 months to actually comply with the corrective action. If you do not comply with the corrective action in 6 months, everything reverts back to non-amnesty status. So a lot of the agencies are represented, FDNY, PD, DOT, DEP, it's an alphabet soup. Almost everybody's represented within this amnesty program. It's a website-driven program. You will have to, the respondent will have to look at some website. They can look at it on their own. They can come into a business center and we'll help them go through it. You'll be able to see all the summonses that are part of this amnesty program, but they all must be paid. It can't be, I'm going to pay some and not the others. For you to get the benefits, you have to pay all of them. If there's an extenuating circumstance, you're going to have to fight that with the individual ECB agency. You know, we're not going. The Department of Finance is not handling disputes at this time. We're just trying to make it easier for people to pay. We have, like I said, we have an FAQ online, but I printed it out for all of you guys so you can take a look at it. In here, there's something that you'll never see from most agencies. There's actually a phone number. You can actually call somebody.
Shocking. So,
people can actually call somebody to get some help, which is rare one of these days. I mean, so one day, 10 years from now, people say, what's a phone number? Okay. We have flyers. I attached one flyer in the back that's in English and Spanish, but we have flyers in 7 languages. So depending on, you can get that off our website printed. French, Russian, Chinese, Spanish, Bengali, Haitian Creole, Korean. Got them. And so, a couple of things that if the fine was initially over $25,000, not eligible. That's a big. If it accumulated money over the years, it became $25,000. That's different. But if it started out 25,000, that's clearly a very severe penalty. We're not including that in the amnesty program. If you were already in a payment plan or already trying to resolve this, again, not part of this amnesty program. If you were part of the original 2009 amnesty program, I don't know, I wasn't around, and you never resolved those issues, you will not be eligible for this one either. So other than that, it's a great way for the city to get some money in from people who haven't paid, and more importantly, to help people who are struggling to take care of these issues. Questions?
No, is the amnesty on the gross bill or on the fine plus the interest, or how?
You're gonna be able to avoid the interest and penalties. You can just pay the amount of the actual fine. If you had a hearing though, you can actually reduce it by 25%. So it's a great boon. You know, I don't particularly care that it helps people with tremendous, $56,000 in ECBs, but for homeowners, we all get these. I got one. It was no fun. So anyway, here's the stuff. Feel free to take some more information off our website, but it's all printed out for you. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, we also have the Office of Emergency Management with us today. They're going to come up and say a few words as well. Welcome.
Thanks for having us today. My name is David Schmidt. I'm a Senior Advisor for External Affairs with New York City Emergency Management. I'm joined by two of my colleagues, Wes Doskasill and Marvin Giuzio from our Response and Operations Division. I think most of you are familiar with our team. We did a call with the Staten Island Community Boards and Staten Island Borough President Office last week. I think all of you were represented there. Just want to speak briefly. Obviously, you've been following the news on Hurricane Matthew. Our office was very closely following the track of the storm, speaking of the National Weather Service, preparing any plans and operational objectives we have to put in place depending on the track of the storm. And luckily, it looks like it's going to veer, far east of our portion of the East Coast. There still, will be some minor impacts, we hope, to the south. But of course, Haiti, and Dominican Republic and some of the other coastal islands are being hit pretty hard. So one thing we're doing today, we had a call with a lot of our partners today, American Red Cross, Salvation Army, Disaster Chaplaincy Services, some of these other organizations that work both locally, but also have international contacts to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support their operations abroad, but also with those communities that would be impacted here in the city. And so we had representatives from New York City's Haitian community on that call as well. Again, over the next couple of days, as we have a better assessment of damage and some of the needs, we'll be working with those local communities and try to see what we can do to support services. Given that the storm just came through, it's a really good opportunity to remember, though, the sort of planning that goes into place. I think all of our offices should have received, we sent out a package of materials about our Know Your Zone and our hurricane preparedness for review. Those were just samples. If there's any materials in there that you want more of, different languages, or if you have any questions about those materials, please let us know. We're happy to ship out or have our operations staff that live locally, if that's more convenient, drop those materials off for you. We're happy to provide as many as you need. Obviously, we talked about the Know Your Zone campaign. Anything you can do to help promote that to your constituents is always valuable for us. Again, if you can update your emergency contact info, I think we have everyone's info, and whenever we have a local incident, we'll call your cell phones, so we'll try not to do that too late at night and be judicious in the use of that, but it's always helpful for us to have emergency contacts. If something happens like a coastal storm, we'll want to know who the primary and secondary contacts are in all of your offices, and want to make sure that you guys can get in touch with us as well. So if you have an updated information or if you have any changes, please contact us. The best way to reach us is at our intergov email address. It's intergov@oem.nyc.gov, and that goes to our Deputy Commissioner, Christina Farrell, myself, Rachel Sudamano, who is our Director of Government Affairs. So if you send it to that, one of us will always be up monitoring, and we'll get back to you very quickly. I guess the final thing was also if any of your offices want to host a preparedness event, we have a Ready New York program. We do a couple of events every single day, all throughout the 5 boroughs. We're always happy to come out. Those can be community events where you think there will be a lot of foot traffic. They can also be smaller trainings where we have 10, 15, 20 people. We're happy to come out. Just reach out to us and let us know. We can either plan something on our own and help promote it. If we have a previously existing event and would like us to join, please let us know. We're always happy to come. Any questions for us?
I do, but not on what you just said.
Sure.
I have a question just on your overall procedure. We had a couple of weeks ago on Victory Boulevard. Guy drove his car into a pole which knocked down a tree, which fell across the street, which caused Victory to be closed for days and days. I mean, is there any process by which you take care of something like that? I mean, is there?
Wes, do you want to speak to some of the coordination role?
Sure. If there's an unusual circumstance that a pole comes down, if it involves a transformer or anything else like that, or if you're just not getting any results whatsoever from some of the other agencies, you can go through that intergovernmental, and one of us will come out and we will bring the agencies with us to find out who's responsible.
I mean, in general, when you have a situation like that, would an OEM kind of watch what everyone's doing?
Well, it would have to be a fairly large-scale incident with multiple agencies involved.
Yeah, our watch command,
A smaller scale incident like a pole coming down or a regular motor vehicle.
But it was on our major street, on one of our most major streets, and it was a couple of days.
The entire street was shut down for days.
Yeah, at least 2 days that I can recall.
Again, you'd have to call into our intergovernmental, and we'll come out and we can resolve that.
Well, wouldn't other agencies be required to let you guys know, hey, this is.
sure, we have close relationships, and our watch command monitors traffic conditions throughout the 5 boroughs. So if we hear about, either through NYPD Ops Unit or from DOT or some of these other agencies, we hear about an unusual incident that looks like it would require interagency coordination, we'd be happy to send a responder to the scene and help coordinate.
But you don't have that as a practice?
I mean, I would say that there's at any given time, there's dozens, of traffic incidents around the city, slowing down traffic. It can be an overturned car, it could be an accident, it could be a downed pole. I
But
don't know,
you
there's-
should clear those in a couple of hours.
usually, yes, in a situation like this sounds unusual, so if for whatever reason it hasn't risen to our attention, feel free to flag it with us immediately, and, we've got a team that can get out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And sometimes, our watch command is on top of these things, and our responders are on the field 24 hours a day, observing conditions.
Well,
and-
we get.
You get the alerts, but what I would say is a lot of things
Thousands
come
of
to us
things,
from our community contacts, right? They have eyes and ears, and they have an understanding of local conditions. And so a lot of times they'll give us a call, and we'll run up the chain and flag it and get eyes out here, and before you know it, it turns into sort of a major response.
There's no borough-based response plan that you have, I mean.
Yeah, there are, and we have CICs that live on the island and can get out very quickly. We do talk to the police precincts, we talk to the MTA, we talk to,
Fire, con ed.
all of them, yeah, we do. And our watch command, monitors, EMS hotlines, they watch local news, they have, access to the traffic control center, which is along the city, but they have access to cameras that show, the bridges and sort of the major thoroughfares to observe traffic conditions. So it's not perfect, things can fall through the cracks, but again, if you see those things, let us know, and we're happy to send a team out to take a look.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else? All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys, appreciate it.
Okay, so if I could just entertain a motion to adjourn, please? Anybody? First, Dan, second, Jerry. Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.